Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this mid-afternoon, or getting close to late afternoon pretty soon, for this next album review that does come out tonight at midnight tonight for Olivia Rodrigo's new album, Guts, that I got a chance to check out for myself and see what I was going to think of it. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for all 12 songs for this second studio album of hers, Olivia Rodrigo Guts, and let you know my thoughts on this album as a whole. So let's dive into this album review. Now, it's under 40 minutes, it's like 39 minutes and some seconds, but honestly, this is worse than Sour, and I will tell you why. Because majority of the tracks, few are disappointing, and there are two that are very bad. So we're gonna discuss what my critiques on this album. The first song is All American Bitch, and that song is, the lyrics just say it all. It just sounds immature. It sounds not really my kind of vibe of a song. It's just her lyricism for this song just disappoints me. I mean, she has good vocals, I will give her that, but my biggest gripe with the song is the lyrics. So they don't really connect in a good way when I'm listening to it. So 2.5 out of 5. The melody's nice. Lyrics are very much a misfire for me. And then comes the second single that came out for this album, Bad Idea, Right? Worst fucking song on the album. Hands down, worst fucking song. This made me not want to pre-order the album. This fucking single. Because I was so ready to pre-order the album, and then, because of Vampire, and then I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I'm not spending $12 on an album that kind of sucks. So, basically, 0.5 out of 5 for Bad Idea, Right? The lyrics are just god-awful, and how Olivia Rodrigo's kind of sing-rapping a bit. She's singing and slightly rapping in the track. It just does not do very well over me. I just get a lot of cringe vibes with this track, and just she's sounding like, yeah, I'm so perfect and all that in this song. This song is retarded. Excuse my language, stupid. Just to reiterate, it's a stupid song, so I personally don't like it. 0.5 out of 5. Then comes Vampire, and that's probably one of the highlights for this album, unfortunately. So that's the sad thing. This is the only strongest track I actually would come back to from time to time. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it is a good track, because how Olivia Rodrigo does raise her voice in this track sounds pretty alright. So, I mean, some of the lyrics are iffy, but I think with what she tried to do with this track, it worked in the best way possible. So 4.5 out of 5. Lacey is okay. Not really feeling for how Olivia Rodrigo does that weirdish, creepyish falsetto that does not settle in very well over me. It's very unsettling of a track with her vocals, because there's a lot of cringiness with her vocals and this with her falsetto, and she tries too hard to make it sound good when it's really not that great. It's just okay. Just melody's okay. Her singing in it is hit or miss. So 3 out of 5. Then comes Ballad of a Homeschool Girl, and this song is just all over the place. Like, it tries to be something interesting. Then when it gets to the bridge part, it tries to change the melody. And I'm not feeling for this track. It's a disappointment of a song, along with the first one. So, meaning the first song, All American Bitch, which was probably one of the weakest songs for this album. Not the worst, but it's a weak song. But this one is pretty weak too, so it's just all over the place with the melody. 2.5 out of 5. Making the Bed is okay. I'm not hating how Olivia Rodrigo's singing it, but I'm just iffy on this one. I don't really care for the melody too much. It's a song just to get through the album, mostly. But it's an okay track. It's not the worst song, but it's okay. So 3 out of 5. Logical. I don't like the lyric 2 plus 2 equals 5, which I'm just thinking, why did she write that lyric for this track? It's just the lyrics are not doing well over me. They are not making logical sense just because the song's called Logical. It's the lyrics are just not hitting well over me, pretty much. I'm trying to explain it in the best way possible, but I'm just left with disappointment with this track because that lyric throws me off with the song. And then there's some other way she sings the song that I don't know if I connect with, but it's just disappointing. 2.5 out of 5. Then comes another one of the worst songs, Get Him Back! Exclamation mark. 1 out of 5 for this one. I fucking hate this song. It's just, this track just does not do it for me. I'm just listening to the track and I'm like, wow, she just made 2 of the worst songs for this album. So, which was Bad Idea Right and Get Him Back. And it just proves that she's just rapping in it and singing, and it does not do well over me. There's some cheery chorus vocals, like background choir vocals, that do not connect in the best way possible. So I'd give this a 1 out of 5. Fuck this track. Love is Embarrassing is okay. I'm not really crazy for it, but it's a hit or miss track. There's some misses in the song with how the chorus is sounding a little bit, but it's not terrible chorus. It just it comes and goes, this song, but it's not a long song, so 3 out of 5. It's only 2.5 minutes. Then comes The Grudge, and that's an average track. I don't hate it. I just don't think it's amazing in any way, but it has its strong points and its weak points. So 3.5 out of 5. Olivia Rodrigo's singing is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. And some of the lyrics kind of stay on point with this track a little bit. Then comes Pretty Isn't Pretty, and that one's average. I'm just not really connecting with it too much. I just have my critiques on this track. I don't hate this song. I think it's average. And just the way Olivia Rodrigo's singing it at times, it just has a good moment and a disconnect moment. So 3.5 out of 5. Then comes the final track, Teenage Dream. And that was decent. It felt a little stale at times because it's the final track on the album. But I don't think it sounded that bad of a song. So I'd give it a 4 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I think this album's worse than Sour. A lot worse. Like, it's gonna get a bad rating, for sure. It will be on my worst albums at the end of the year. You can expect it to be on that. Bad Idea Right and Get 'Em Back were one of the worst tracks for this album. They didn't do anything for me. It just made me hate it. They're the most heinous and just heinous tracks I've ever listened to. And the ridiculousness of how Olivia Rodrigo is singing it and slightly rapping in it just does not connect. It's a big disconnect for those 2 songs. Those were the songs that ruined it, and some 2.5 out of 5 tracks did ruin it, like All American Bitch, Ballad of a Homeschool Girl, and Logical were the very weakest. The others are okay, average, decent, and solid. There's only one decent song and one solid track I could come back to, which is the 3rd song and the 12th song. Other than that, the rest of the album's a misfire. So for a score for me, I'm going to give Olivia Rodrigo Guts a 4 out of 10. Fuck this album. I have no intention of coming back to it at all as the year goes on. It is one of the worst albums I've listened to this year. Not the worst of the worst, but it is a bad album. So 4 out of 10 for Olivia Rodrigo Guts. If you didn't like this review, keep in mind this is just my opinion at the end of the day. What I think of the album overall. Wasn't a fan of it, and I'm glad I didn't spend the $12 on this garbage-ass album, because it's worse than Sour. And even Sour was bad, but this one was a rating down worse. So, yeah. Thanks you guys for watching this Olivia Rodrigo Guts album review. It's getting a 4 out of 10, and I'll see you in my next video.